Before we get started, I'd like to shout out fellow creator CauseOfLoop25 for suggesting this challenge. Go check them out, they're really funny. The Bottlecap Mine is the epitome of throwing money at your problems until they go away. For the low price of $20, and also a bit of your sanity, but we'll get to that, you can insta-kill just about everything in the game. No, seriously, this weapon is bonkers powerful. Unfortunately, you can't buy them. You have to make them, which gets real annoying real quick. So that begs the question, can you beat Fallout 3 with only Bottlecap Mines? I spawn at the vault exit, name myself Ted Kaczynski because I'm an edgelord little shit, sort of just wing my special stats and choose barter, explosives, and medicine as my tag skills. Alright, first thing on my to-do list is to find 3 sets of Bottlecap Mine schematics. You see, normally all getting extra schematics does is increase the starting condition of the crafted weapon in question, but since Bottlecap Mines are an expendable resource, instead extra schematics allow you to craft extra mines whenever you do so. It's kinda nuts. To that end, I talked with Moira Brown about that book she done be making, and offered to traipse around a demilitarized zone for her. I arrive in Minefield, grab a Miner 12, the local crazy-ass nutjob uses my ass as target practice, and I vamoose out of there. I offer a vanquished mine as tribute in exchange for Seb's schematics, and seeing as I have no further use for this quest, I spread my ass cheeks and shit all over her dreams, earning me the Dream Crusher perk and the title of biggest jackass in Megaton. I cannot let this reputation stand, so I talk with Mr. Burke about some urban renewal, and he gives me a firecracker to place in the local swimming pool. I rig the bomb to explode, take a casual stroll over to Tenpenny Tower, press the kill everything button, and much to my utter shock and astonishment, it turns out that bombs kill people. That's 1 schematic down, 2 to go. I talk with Herbert Daring Dashwood, and he regales me with stories from his youth about him and his manservant Argyle, and asks me to go find him. Using my mutant superpower of looking up the solution on the internet, I know Argyle's cadaver is in an unmarked location. So first I make a pit stop to Jocko's Poppin' Gas Stop to pick up schematic number 2 along with a wild Bottlecap Mine, mark Smith Casey's garage for later, and find Argyle's rotting corpse in a dank cave. I report the bad news to Herbert Daring Dashwood. He gives me the key to his safe, which contains, among other things, the 3rd, though oddly not final, Bottlecap Mine schematic. Yes, there's actually 4 schematics in this game, but obtaining another 4 does nothing, so I'll be skipping it. Now, I'd love to craft some mines and start going terrorist mode on the wasteland, but unfortunately, I ain't got no components, so I make my way to Rivet City to try and buy some. That was the plan at any rate, but I get distracted by Dr. Zimmer's come hither stare. He tells me about a synthetic human who ran away from home. That sounds like an interesting thing to base an entire game around, and he wants me to find him so the good doctor can return him to a life of mopping the floor or whatever it is the Institute does with all those synths. He points me toward what passes for a doctor around these parts, and he tells me about a holotape all the doctors around here got about someone wanting facial reconstruction surgery. And here comes the best part of this quest. You have to do some honest-to-God investigation work. You have to go around to doctors, techies, and generally righteous people and swipe their holotapes on the subject, all with no quest marker. It's fantastic. I steal the holotapes from Dr. Banfield and Herbert Daring Dashwood, and piece together the guy who did the face swap lives in the broken off part of Rivet City. I spend an embarrassing amount of time trying to find the entrance to Pinkerton's lab, run away from the crap people like a little bitch, and learn the truth from Pinkerton. I reveal to Harkness that he's actually a toaster. He gives me his gun and orders me to shoot Dr. Zimmer, and I betray his trust and rat him out to Zimmer instead. I enter the Rivet City market and barter with Seagrave Holmes, but naturally he doesn't have shit, so I wait for him to restock and he just fucking disappears. I realize that this merchant is going to be as useful as tits on a bumblebee, so I steal the Bottlecap Mine from the local workbench and get to scrounging. I read up on some locations for components, and double back to Pinkerton's lab to steal every component I need, including a pile of caps, plus a wild mine. I craft myself 3 mines from 1 set of components, don't ask how that works, and run over to Tenpenny Tower because the local homeless population is getting ornery and needs purging. Gustavo points me towards Zombie HQ. I run past the feral ghouls like, ah shit, I already said little bitch, and go full Looney Tunes and throw a banana peel right in front of Michael Masters only for him to slip on it. Roy Phillips and Bessie Lynn both go down like chumps, and I return to Gustavo for my blood money. Clearly, I need a junk merchant that won't wander off, and since I had the bright idea to turn Megaton into an even bigger shithole than it already was, I decided that I need the services of a troglodyte, as in a cave dweller, not the things from the pit. To that end, I make my way to Arafu and talk with the local trigger-happy lunatic, Evan King. He tells me about the family, trademark, and asks me to check about the residents of the town. Turns out everyone's fine, that's a lie, 2 of them are dead, and Evan tells me to track down a missing teenager. He points me in a few directions, but I actually remember where they are from when I played this game in 2010, not 2011 like I said in the Freddy Krueger video, so I make a beeline to the Northwest Seneca station. I bribe my way past the gate guard, talk with the leader of this gaggle of jackasses, and he waxes poetic about how he and his kin are misunderstood and oppressed. I personally subscribe to the notion that killing and eating people is bad, but to each their own, I guess. He tells me the family, trademark, only drinks the blood of their prey, and asks me what that makes them, and the game decides that I'm a stark raving moron because vampire is not one of my possible responses. I'm forced to talk with the rest of the family, trademark, to come to this conclusion. After I figure out the easiest puzzle this side of a Skyrim spinning boulder room, Vance lets me talk with the missing teenager. I let little Alucard stay with his fellow Twilight fans, Light Evan King, and return to Vance to learn how to make blood packs actually useful. Now that that's over with, I start bartering with Carl, but naturally he doesn't have any of the components I need, so I wait. And wait, and wait, and wait. But eventually he has the lunchboxes I need, I return to Champagne Tower, buy myself a workbench, loot the free mine it comes with, and make 6 more. Alright, I have a half decent supply of mines now, so let's do a quest, shall we? I make my way over to Grey Ditch to try and talk with Brian Wilkes about the local ant problem, but it figures the one time I actually want to get harassed by him, he doesn't show up. I make myself feel better by shoving a mine inside Grandma Sparkles. Alright, that was a bust, and seeing how I just murdered an old woman in cold blood, I think I need to rebalance the cosmic scales and help out another. So I truck to Agatha's house and talk with just the sweetest old woman, not like that bitch Sparkles, am I right, fellow sociopaths? Anyway, she wants me to find her one of those fancy-ass violins so she can play music for the wasteland. She knows it's in Vault 92, but doesn't know where that is. Now, I could just look up the location of Vault 92 and get on with it, but I happen to know there's a bunch of lunchboxes at Vault Tech HQ, so roll with me, we're taking a field trip. I wade through the godforsaken metro tunnels, kill the thing from the Fantastic Four, it ain't clobbering time no more, bitch. Breathe some fresh air, and then forced back underground again, because Fallout 3's level design is atrocious. I arrive at Vault Tech headquarters, fumble around in the dark looking for the authorization terminals, find the lunchboxes, and recover the data. Now, to my recollection, there are a shit ton of Mirelurks in Vault 92, so I go shopping with Carl looking for cherry bombs. I was at this for 20 minutes. And do you know how many bombs I got? 0! Fucking 0! Oh, but I'm loaded the fuck up on sensor modules, don't you fucking worry. If it wasn't for the mental scar tissue from the last video, I would have lost my mind from this. Alright, if Carl is going to be like this, I guess I have to go scavenging. Turns out there are quite a lot of cherry bombs in Minefield, so I break into some dead bastard's house and swipe a pair, and then give the gift of death to Arkansas and pocket his bombs as well. I'm able to make another 12 mines from this excursion, so now I think I'm ready for Vault 92. Along the way, a Deathclaw attempts to rearrange my insides, but I quickly shit a brick and blast that fucker to the moon. You see all these Bottlecap Mines I have on me right now? No you don't, because I fucking used them all. That's right, my sense of direction is so terrible that I was never able to find the Mirelurk kill switch and just wandered around aimlessly until I found the violin, because I decided now of all times was when I was too good to look up directions. Anyway, I give the instrument to Agatha, she gives me the frequency to her radio station, and I proceed to never use it because music streaming is a thing that exists. Alright, I think that's enough side questing, it's time to get this shit show over with. Before I can do that though, I need some goddamn mines. I return to Warrington Station and steal from the homeless people I killed that one time, and find an absolute treasure trove of cherry bombs and sensor modules. I managed to make a whole 3 Bottlecap Mines from this because I'm lacking in lunchboxes. Mother, and might I add, fucker. I enter the Rocco facility to loot some moldy sandwiches, and I guess the boxes they're in, and get an entire zoo to form a conga line to try and eat my ass while doing it. I find a free mine on a workbench, grab the lunchboxes, and split before the roaches and moles nibble my ankles off. I make 6 more mines with my spoils, and that puts me up to 10, more than enough to finish the game. Maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I make for Smith Katie's garage, grab a lunchbox, and plug myself into the Matrix. Okay, so while I'm here, I don't have access to my Bottlecap Mines, and I can't think of a loophole like I did with the Freddy Krueger video, so I just do the old radio pitcher gnome pitcher cinderblock gnome bottle to activate the failsafe terminal and press the slaughter innocent civilians button. I remember that I'll need to clear out the Jefferson Memorial, so I return to Vault Tech headquarters and pick up some lunchboxes I missed, and craft one final set of mines. I'm serious this time. I meet up with my dad in River City, he convinces Dr. Lee that clean water is pretty swell, I make my way to the memorial and watch as a caravan guard goes beast mode and murks all the exterior super mutants. Super mutants are about as smart as me after my 12th hit of heroin, but thankfully I'm stone cold silver, so I'm able to throw some bombs to their feet and kill them with minimal self-evisceration. After I'm done with that, I reverse pickpocket a mine onto Garza, serves him right for having a heart condition, and I complete some requisite bitch work before the government shows up and imminent domains the place. My dad goes,
bonsai,
and kills himself and Colonel Autumn forever. Dr. Lee and I escape out the sewers and meet up with the Brotherhood. I remember to grab power armor training this time and don some Enclave armor I swiped through Memorial, and for some reason am not immediately gunned down for wearing an enemy uniform at a military base. I get the location of the Gek from Scribe Rothschild, and I'm stopped at the threshold of Vault 87 by a 5-foot -3 jackass. I was able to grab the child at heart birth this time, so I don't have to play a minute spare today and can instead just blow straight through the village of teen pregnancy and into Vault 87. I was in this place a month ago. You'd think I could navigate it easily, and you'd be wrong, pussy, because I ran in goddamn circles for 15 minutes before I found my way to Fox. By the time I get to him, I'm down to my last mine, and I'm saving it for the Colonel, so I'm forced to sit around with my thumb up my ass waiting for Fox to clear out the rest of the mutants before grabbing the Gek and getting knocked the fuck out by the Enclave. Colonel Autumn has risen from the grave like Jesus, and much like Jesus, is a self-righteous prick.
He's out of line, but he's right.
He demands the code for the purifier, I demand he sucks my 4th nut, and President Eden summons him out of the room and releases me from my binds. I make my way to the president, he goes, "Yo dog, I hear you like mass murder," and gives me a vial of mass murder juice. I then trigger his coin-activated self-destruct, take the vial, and walk out the front door like someone left a key under the doormat. I return to Elder Alliance, relinquish the vial of mass murder juice because mass murder is only fun when I'm not the one dying, and Liberty Prime gets activated and pretty much solos the rest of the game. I confront Colonel Autumn at the Rotunda, do unkind things to his testicles with some bottle caps, make a heroic sacrifice that gets retconned with broken steel, and prove yes, you can beat Fallout 3 with only Bottlecap Mines. This wasn't so much a challenge of skill as it was a challenge of patience. Bottlecap Mines are crazy powerful, but getting the components is just plain tedious. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Mr. Monotone96, and I'll see y'all later.